Sammy Sosa. That's going to do it, folks. We're in a 71.5-hour break. We'll see you Monday around the Horn.
Around the Horn is a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For up-to-the-minute sports information, log on to ESPN.com.
On Saturday night, I'm Mr. Red Meat.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. Tony, have you seen the revealing new photo of Serena?
I'm Tony Kornheiser, and yes, I have, and I believe it's fair to say she's got her aces in all the right places.
Pair of aces.
I believe you could say that, too, if you want to do the poker reference.
I ain't referring to poker. I promise you that.
No unforced errors, you would then say. Service winners. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, is Peyton Manning's contract killing the Colts? Is Ty Willingham in trouble? Has Serena gone too far with her see-through dress?
Nope.
But we start today with the biggest game of the NFL weekend, the Eagles at the Steelers. This is 2 in a row against undefeated teams at home for the Steelers. Last week, they ended New England's 21-game winning streak by pulverizing the Patriots. Wilbon, you'd have to say right now the Steelers are the #1 team in the AFC.
Yep.
And the undefeated Eagles, clearly the #1 team in the NFC.
Yep.
So does the winner of this game automatically become the Super Bowl favorite?
The midway point of the season, no. If New England bounces back without its D-backs and they win in St. Louis and Pittsburgh, no. These two teams have difficult games the rest of the way. The Eagles have to play at Dallas. They got to play at St. Louis. They got to play at the New York Giants. I mean, the Steelers have incredible games at the Giants, at Jacksonville.
Okay,
they got tough games.
I grant you that if the Steelers win at home again, maybe because it's at home, it doesn't make them the favorites. But if the Eagles go on the road and they stretch out their undefeated mark at this point, and they're in a weaker conference, wouldn't they become the Super Bowl favorite?
And they apparently are going to get Brian Westbrook back despite his rib injury. So maybe so.
And you know how their defensive coordinator...
You convince me, I'm going to say yes.
You know how he blitzes a lot. I don't think Roethlisberger has seen those sorts of blitzes
I'm not going against Ben Roethlisberger anymore. He has seen Bill Parcells. He has seen the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick. I'm not going against this kid anymore.
So are you picking the Steelers to win in this game?
At home. Okay. At home, yes. I'm still picking the Eagles to win it all. We sit here wondering week after week.
What if you're picking the Eagles to win it all?
I did it at the beginning of the year. I'm not going to make them the favorites. Now, as I was saying, we sit here wondering week after week after week why the Colts defense is so bad. 32nd, dead last in the league to be exact.
Tony Dungy.
Well, Colts GM Bill Polian has the answer, and it's not Tony Dungy. It's that Peyton Manning's $34 million contract prohibited the Colts from upgrading that defense. Polian says, quote, it's all well and good to say go get some veterans on defense, but cornerbacks last year were going for $10 million. We don't have that kind of money. Not and pay Peyton $34 million, close quote. Tony, does Polian make a reasonable case?
Yeah, if he wants to get out of town and be the GM
somewhere else. What do
you
mean by
else.
That?
You don't get in a slap fest with your quarterback who's the MVP of the league, who's putting up each week 5 touchdown passes and no picks. If you're Bill Polian, the great GM, go identify somebody who nobody else wants and bring him in and make him a better player.
What are you talking about?
That's Bill Polian's job.
First of all,
identify talent.
Peyton Manning says, I don't believe that's the case. And I understand why Peyton would say that. I'm surprised Polian said this publicly, but it could be part of the problem. If you don't identify cornerbacks out of the woodshed and bring them in for $1.50
Do you think that antagonizes Peyton Manning?
Then too bad. When guys accept this much money, then you have to live with what you can afford around you.
He has delivered.
Yes, he has. But that's not the only issue.
The editor of Blue and Gold
delivered a tackle, has he? Delivered a sack?
No.
I don't think so.
No, he's put up 40 a game.
That didn't help him.
The editor of Blue and Gold Illustrated, a tout sheet about Notre Dame football, has called on the school to fire Ty Willingham right now, pointing out that Willingham's record at Notre Dame is the same as Ron Zook's at Florida. Well, on these tout sheets, and every big school has them, exist essentially to suck up to recruits and hire and fire coaches, but their influence is undeniable. You think Willingham has no future at Notre Dame anyway. This probably confirms it for you.
I didn't say he has no future at Notre Dame. What I said is I don't think that he will get a full hearing in Notre Dame if there's any chance to go the other way. Yes, if he was going to go 9-2 or 10-1 this year, there's no way to touch him. What I said is, if it's close, the people there will be rabid enough to want to get rid of him. And that's what we're seeing now, as they mentioned the new coach possibly getting Urban Meyer before Florida gets him.
Yeah, they want Urban Meyer because apparently Urban Meyer has an out in his contract at Utah, certain schools he can
Notre
go
Dame,
to. Notre
Michigan
Dame
is one of them, I
is
think.
one of them.
Yeah.
But my position on Notre Dame has always been the same, and it remains the same, that they honor your first contract all the way through.
I hope you're
so
right.
I don't think Ty Willingham...
I hope you're right.
But
I believe he deserves that chance. I don't know he will get it.
See, I think the ripple from Florida firing Ron Zook is spreading much wider than people wanted. I think a lot of people in these tout sheets will look at that and say, get rid of my guy right now. Yeah, well, not a precedent. It sets the bar lower to fire somebody.
Tony, you sneered yesterday when I said Dwayne Wade might become a bigger star than LeBron James. But did you see Wade's line last night from Miami's victory over LeBron in Cleveland? 28 points, 6 boards, 5 dimes, 3 blocks, and 3 steals.
Good line.
This comes after Wade put up 21, 6, and 5 in the season opener. Anyway? He seems very happy to be an able sidekick to Shaq, which certain other people wouldn't be. Like Pippen to Jordan, worthy to Magic, and with that attitude, how high will this kid be elevated by Shaquille?
I should remind you that in the sidekick area, Kobe Bryant helped win 3 titles with Shaq and didn't
really embrace the idea of being a sidekick.
And Dwayne Wade has no credentials yet to chafe that. Now, I think how high could he go? He could be, in fact, overrated by the end of the season because Shaq is going to have a great year. He's going to draw double and triple teams. The Eastern teams have no idea how to figure him out yet. And Dwayne Wade's a really good player.
Were you paying attention last year when Dwayne Wade was the best player on a team that went to the playoffs and won a round? Unlike even those other 2 rookies, they didn't win the playoffs.
But he was the 3rd best rookie last year.
No, maybe he wasn't. If you're in the playoffs, maybe he wasn't.
Okay,
less hype.
Alonzo Mourning, who was paid all last season by the Nets, despite the fact he played only a handful of games. Alonzo Mourning, who was still guaranteed to receive $17 million over the next 3 years from those same Nets. That Alonzo Mourning, according to the New York Daily News, wants a buyout from the Nets so he can join a team with a better chance to win an NBA championship, which he's obsessed with. Honestly, Mike, I know you like Alonzo Mourning, but shouldn't he show a little more gratitude this time to the Nets?
I do like Alonzo Mourning. I've known him for a long time. I think that the New York Nets, it was
a
risk.
Nets.
I'm sorry, the New Jersey
Used
Nets.
to be New York.
They took on a risk when they signed Alonzo, not knowing. They had no certainty about whether he would play again. Right. I thought it was great when they signed him. I thought it was great when he came back because I know how desperately he wants to play. So I'm a little squeamish about him saying now, and I understand, if you want to buy it out, it's not like you're asking for anything special. But they did take him on at a time when perhaps other teams did not want to do that.
That's the point. He has every right to want to go play for a championship.
Yes. And he knows there's not much more time in his career left.
But the Nets have sunk all around him, and at this particular moment, it looks like he's grasping. It doesn't look great.
And we agree on that. Monday, the Arizona Diamondbacks hired Wally Bachman as manager. Tuesday, they found out he had pled guilty to 4th-degree assault and DUI. Wednesday, they said they would keep him regardless. But today, Friday, the D-backs fired him. After doing very little in the way of due diligence, the D-backs now have found out that Bachman's ex-wife sought a restraining order against him 9 years ago. Bachman says it was a contentious divorce, and that's way in the past, 9 years ago. So, Tony, have the D-backs overreacted?
What he did constitutes, in my mind, fireable offenses. Not so much that he hid them from the team, but that he did them, and when they came to light, he said, oh, yeah, those things happen. I think he had a reason to believe that the Diamondbacks knew about them and didn't ask him to address them. What's bothersome to me is the Diamondbacks immediately came out and said, he's our guy no matter what.
Yeah.
And now 2 days later...
twice they had a chance to check it out, and they hadn't done it.
2 days later, they looked foolish, and now they're firing this guy.
You think Jerry Colangelo, you think this would have happened on his watch when he was running the Diamondbacks?
There's no chance, because he would have done due diligence, and this would not have happened. And you have to worry, can you keep Randy Johnson, can you keep Richie Sexson, if you look like an inept organization as they look right now? They look inept.
Well, they do totally.
Who are they listening to? Ticket holders and talk radio.
You say it because they're a conservative state, they're looking more...
I say it because they've had a PR onslaught in the last few days. We're taking a break. When we come back, is the coaching mess at Florida killing the program? And later, T.O. is the talk of the league. But is he the biggest star? And if you pick the Eagles, then you agree with me that if the Eagles win, they're Super Bowl favorite.
They're my favorite. That's all.
Pardon the interruption. Presented by Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant.
So what's this about the bottle?
Well, you know how we look so fit in our swim trunks.
Yes.
I've discovered that our Guinness Draft has only 125 calories.
Only 125 calories? Brilliant! Brilliant! What else are you working on?
You know how your skin burns if you're on the beach too long?
Yes, it stings like the dickens.
Well, I've invented a lotion that protects you from the sun's rays.
Brilliant! Brilliant!
Guinness Draft has only 125 calories. Enjoy it responsibly.
Brilliant!
Say the shape is more of an off-printed Bolivian salmon. Let's see.
Of 2004 has become a terrifying phenomenon. This one is special. The Grudge, rated PG-13, now playing.
The NBA on ESPN. Does the new Yao T-Mac combo make the Rockets title contenders? Can Kobe's Lakers still compete with Duncan and the Spurs? It all tips off with Kia NBA Shoot-Around. Tonight at 7:30 on ESPN.
Tonight at 7:30, Kia NBA Shoot-Around tips off a full night of NBA action on ESPN. At 8, Tracy McGrady, Yao Ming and the Rockets battle the Grizzlies. At 10:30, Kobe and the Lakers host the Spurs. On ESPN2 at 7, Marshall kicks off against Akron. And at 10, North Texas takes on Louisiana Lafayette. It's all on ESPN and ESPN2 tonight.
The biggest stories in college football this year have been about the coaches rather than the games, and so we bring in Trev Alberts, and we start with the Florida situation. Ron Zook has been fired, and Steve Spurrier has pulled out. If you were playing there, or if you were being recruited to Florida right at this minute, what would you be thinking?
Well, Tony, I mean, I would be thinking this is still Florida. I mean, a lot of people have talked about how this is going to hurt recruiting. They got to get a coach named who can get on the road and start banging down doors. I mean, I don't think that's really the case. I mean, this is the Florida Gators. They play in the SEC. These players coming out of high school now are young enough to remember Steve Spurrier. They remember the national championship. This isn't a Notre Dame thing where they haven't had success for over a decade. I think this program sells itself in the fact that they're the Florida Gators. Are on national TV every week. I don't think recruiting is really going to be an issue for them.
Trev, you went right where I wanted you to go, to Notre Dame. Urban Meyer is the name being mentioned around Florida, and it's been mentioned for a while.
Right.
But already some Notre Dame alums are saying that they should dump Ty Willingham now and get to Urban Meyer before Florida does. Nothing surprises me about rabid boosters, but do you think this is even possible?
No, I don't think it's possible. I mean, I got to tell you, Michael, I think that Tyrone Willingham is doing a fine job. I mean, I'll be the first one to point out if I think somebody's doing a bad job, because I think Tyrone Willingham is the right guy for Notre Dame. It's taking time. I mean, I know people make the comparison between Notre Dame and they make the comparison between Florida and Ron Zook's record and Tyrone Willingham and how they're so similar. I just think it's a different situation. There's different dynamics. Look at where Notre Dame was when Tyrone Willingham took over, and look where Florida was at when Ron Zook took over. I mean, it's just a completely different system. I think you're seeing Brady Quinn and the players really starting to develop, starting to get some of the missing pieces. I think that Notre Dame's fine, but obviously if Tyrone Willingham next year continues not to get it done and they don't get back to the elite level, Tyrone Willingham will be on the hot seat and eventually will not have his contract renewed. I think it's a difference too. Notre Dame looks at their contracts differently. If you look at them historically, if they sign a coach to a contract, they tend to honor their contract. And I think that's probably a positive thing in college athletics.
Thank you for supporting everything I have ever said about Notre Dame. Joe Paterno, and you called this, he may not win 5 games this year. Yeah. He's steadfast, it seems, in his resolve to stay. But do you think that he will coach at Penn State next season?
Well, I think he probably will if he has his way. I mean, I think what Joe Paterno wants to have happen, he understands he's at the end of the line. He understands that it's time at some point to give the reins to someone else, but he just wants to go out a winner. And I think that's the problem. I mean, if you look at this team, they're 1-15 in their last 16 games against non-MAC teams. Okay, the only win is against Indiana. Good news. They got Indiana on the schedule this year. The point is they're beating up against the MACs. They can beat those teams, but they simply can't compete. And what I think is a watered-down Big Ten conference to start with. I mean, this is a guy they've lost now 5 straight this year. Last year, they lost 6 straight. Things aren't getting any better. I mean, this is not a program on the rise. This is a program right now. Every single year it gets worse and it gets worse. The hole keeps getting bigger. I just think that Joe Paterno doesn't want Trev Alberts. He doesn't want Tony and Michael telling him when it's time to quit. I just think somebody who knows him really close needs to sit down with him and make sure he understands where it's at. Because at the end of the day, the program has to be bigger than Joe Paterno. It has to be about the program. And you got to think that Joe Paterno cares enough about Penn State that he'll do the right thing.
All right, let's end on an up note in this segment, Trev, before we let you go. Adrien Peterson, a lot of national attention, people talking about the Heisman. Can and should a freshman be seriously considered for the Heisman Trophy? And particularly this freshman.
Yeah, well, I'll start with the latter. I think he should, absolutely. I mean, if you look at Adrien Peterson, I know a lot of people are talking about how the fact that he's a freshman that he gets so much attention, you know, baloney. Take away all the stuff. You look at it, he's been consistent, 8 games, over 100 yards. The 2 biggest games where he had to step up against Texas and Oklahoma State, he had well over 200 yards. So obviously he has an ability to win the Heisman Trophy. But will he? No, I don't think he will. I think there are enough people, enough voters out there that have this sort of preconceived notion that if he's not the starting quarterback on the #1 ranked team, he shouldn't win it. If he's a freshman, you know what? There's other guys that are juniors and seniors. He'll have a chance down the road. Look, Adrien Peterson is definitely a candidate, and I think he ought to have the opportunity to win the Heisman Trophy.
Thank you, Trev.
Thanks, Trev.
Okay, guys.
We're taking a break. When we come back, T.O. has been getting crushed all week. But is it only making him more popular? We'll rank the biggest stars in the NFL in food chain.
You were interested about watered-down Big Ten? He and I are Big Ten people. What if we
He also said that the running back won't get it.
Hey, no. Hey. Okay, here. Here. Mm-mm. All right. All right, my man. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Everyone's talking double because of Domino's new Double Melt Pizza. Layer upon layer of flavor with a creamy blend of cheeses and herbs between 2 thin crusts. Buy your medium 1-topping Double Melt Pizza for $9.99 and get any second medium pizza for just $5 more.
How you doing?
Get the door. It's Domino's new Double Melt Pizza.
Most spectacular treasure in history was hidden by America's founding fathers.
On November 19th.
You're treasure hunters, aren't you?
More like treasure protectors.
The clues are all around us.
The dollar bill's trying to tell me something.
And an adventure 2,000 years in the making begins.
You think there is a treasure map on the back of
The Declaration of Independence.
From Jerry Bruckheimer, producer of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Tell me what the next clue is.
Nicolas Cage. National Treasure, directed by John Turteltaub, rated PG.
The nation's #1 football program has the game plan for the November stretch run.
Boom! They got a hit.
From BCS breakdown.
They got to get a big win to impress the human voters.
To analysis of all the day's games.
It's going to come down to one thing. Who's going to win the battle on the outside?
To Heisman handicapping.
It's all about me, Steve.
His Plus, the fall of Purdue's Kyle Orton. From Heisman favorite to benched. What happened? College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturday at 10:30 on ESPN.
All this talk about T.O. and Ray got us wondering just who is the NFL's biggest star right now? Wilbon, who's the first candidate?
Well, the first candidate has got to be Terrell Owens, your new boy.
So, yeah, I think he's the #1 stunner. He's the guy whose name is on everybody's lips right now. He got himself traded from Baltimore, unsuccessful trade. He was able to leave. Yeah. He's the MVP right now.
He's the MVP right now. Doesn't mean he's the biggest star, but he's, to me, at the moment, this minute, today, after having a week of making a nuisance of himself.
That's right.
Does that make you a star or just in the news? I'll put him up here for now until I see who else we got. We have Ray Lewis.
Oh, well, Terrell Owens has passed him and punked him with that dance. And by the way, I think Ray Lewis's star is fading a little bit as his team gets stuck in an offensive abyss. They're not winning games.
That means that more is dependent on the defense. More people will talk to the defensive star, who happens to be Ray Lewis. This team can get to the playoffs, maybe the Super Bowl, on the strength of a defensive
you don't
player.
really put
Ray
him above
Lewis.
Terrell Owens.
I'm going to put him right here below.
Okay,
They're
that's
1
fine.
and 2.
That's fine.
Perhaps.
That's fine.
In that discussion.
That's fine.
The discussion continues with my boy, Donovan F. McNabb.
Yeah, he is a safe and good choice for this particular poll.
That's right.
He makes these warm and fuzzy commercials that everybody likes, but he's got to win a Super Bowl.
His mom is more famous than other people
He's
in the NFL.
got to win a Super Bowl, and if he does, credit's going to go to Terrell Owens.
Well, I know Terrell Owens hadn't won one. I know he's been closer than Terrell Owens. So Ray Lewis comes down, Terrell Owens comes down, and Donovan McNabb, who is known in every household, is number 1. And next we have the golden boy, Tom Brady.
He's the closest thing to a movie star that the NFL has right now. He's got the Super Bowl rings. He dates models. He's a model himself. He's impossibly handsome. But he's strong and silent. He doesn't get out there and say I'm the star.
Say anything.
He doesn't say I'm the star.
He's one of the few guys in the league like Donovan who can be profiled by People magazine as well as Sports Illustrated.
There is an aura of mystery about him. I don't put him as high as you're going to put him.
He's a quarterback.
Okay, go ahead.
And now he is one. Chunky suit makes him a little bit more visible to most households than Tom Brady. So now we're going with another receiver, Randy Moss.
He may be a better receiver and game breaker than T.O. at this point. But there's some on-the-field and off-the-field behavioral problems with him. There's a certain...
Like they're not with Terrell
Not
Owens?
off the field. There's a certain dangerous quality with Randy Moss. I don't put him as high as these people.
Well, I'm not going to put him as high as these people either. I'm going to put him maybe below Ray Lewis, because Ray has national endorsements. So Randy Moss
You don't
does not,
disagree with me?
I don't disagree with you. I'd like to disagree with you. Now we got a problem. We got another quarterback, Peyton Manning.
He's got all the numbers. He's got all the breeding. He's got lots of commercials. He's a great player. He has no discernible personality.
Lots of commercials.
And he plays in a flyover.
He knocks
He's in
on
the
your
red
door. He comes and says, "Can Tommy come out to play?" He's got commercials all
where are you
over.
gonna put him?
He's DirecTV's face of the NFL.
He's in a flyover.
So, Ray Lewis, Randy Moss is coming off. Everybody else moves down. This guy's a big star.
Well, that's not everybody else moves down and goes
than
one.
Tom Brady.
Well, what happened to Donovan McNabb?
Soup and all the other commercials. Next, we've got Priest Holmes.
Yeah.
First time we mentioned a running back.
He is a great running back, but there are lots of great running backs who come and go. They are like meteors. They're here 1 year, they're gone the next.
Like
he is
Terrell
not on my
Davis.
board. He's
Like
not on
Terrell
my board.
Davis. He is a great running back. Yet if he walks down the main boulevard in most cities,
do you know what he looks like?
I do, because I cover football, but
nobody knows.
People just don't
Nobody
know.
knows
And even though he's a great running back,
out.
doesn't make the board. No fault of yours. Michael Vick.
Michael Vick is the most exciting guy in the game as a player. But he was injured all last year. He hasn't won anything yet.
Doesn't matter.
You know what I think of Michael Vick?
How about that commercial? You like the commercial?
He's not in it.
Virtual Michael Vick.
He's not in it.
Who's it about?
I think it
What are you
doesn't matter.
talking about?
He's not in it. I think he's a star in training. I don't think he's this high. Go ahead.
What are you talking about?
Put him where you want.
Terrell Owens, down. Brady stays up there. Michael Vick, I'm torn. I'm going to put him here for now. I might put him above Brady.
Go ahead. Who's next?
Finally, and this is going to cause you a great dilemma, Brett Favre.
He's the most recognizable name and face in all the NFL. If you put him in a commercial, he's the only guy in the league.
He was in a movie.
He's the only guy
been
in the league.
in a movie.
You don't have to put his name
Only
underneath.
guy who's been in the movie.
And he is beloved and well-liked as well as beloved. He's a god.
Doesn't have the national endorsements, although maybe that's because he plays in a small
He's
market.
a god.
He's been in a movie.
Where you put
Everybody
him?
knows him. T.O. comes off the board.
Yeah, don't throw him too far away, baby.
He comes off the board. Vic comes down. Brady comes down. Manning comes down.
No,
I could switch the top two. Well, I don't know which of these two go where, but that's my board. It's an all-quarterback board.
It's a wonderful board.
That's a real board.
It's a wonderful board. Everybody's coming off because it's a wonderful life, and now you're going to get the actual stuff. Okay, at number 5, where's Michael Vick? He's a star in training.
I already
Very
had
exciting.
Michael Vick down
At
there.
number 4, Tom Brady, because he's reluctant and has an aura of mystery about him.
He has no mystery.
At number 3, D.F. McNabb, he hasn't won anything yet. At number 2, Brett Favre, he's a god, but right now, today, at this moment,
what's he won?
Terrell Owens
Wasn't your
is number
excuse he hasn't
1.
won anything?
That's it.
What's he won?
That's the list.
You're
Time for a break.
knucklehead.
Don't go anywhere because we still got to talk about
You can't
phone
even
sex,
justify
which
your
Wilbon
own
pays
board.
for, Roger Clemens, and a very revealing photo of Serena
He
Williams.
hasn't won anything. He goes down here.
Right
What's
now,
he won?
the number 1
A bad
stunner.
teammate, no less. Controversial off the field. Bad remarks about people. Do I need to remind you?
The number 1 stunner.
Number 1 nothing.
He is.
So what's this about our Guinness again?
I've discovered that Guinness Draft has only 125 calories.
Only 125 calories? Brilliant! What else have you been up to?
I've invented this little book. It's black. You put women's phone numbers in it.
A little black book? Brilliant!
Come here often. You can also use it as a coaster.
A coaster? Brilliant!
Brilliant!
Guinness Draft has only 125 calories. Enjoy it responsibly.
Brilliant!
Introducing Mercury Mariner. Save yourself the hassle. Get two.
This holiday season, Tim Allen is putting a whole new face.
I got Botox.
On Christmas. On November 24th, grab the tree.
Are you sure this isn't illegal?
Are you a cop? String the lights. And hide the cat. Tim Allen. Jamie Lee Curtis. Christmas with the Cranks, rated PG.
Your face. It's like it's frozen or something.
In theaters November 24th.
To me, greatness is what somebody does that's so unique and so special that nobody else has ever done it. And people sit back and say, wow, how did he do that? That's what history is about. If you're the first person to do something, people remember that. That's why he's nicknamed Alexander the Great. Took over 16 countries.
The world's greatest warrior, Alexander the Great. Sunday night at 8, 7 Central, only on the History Channel.
Yeah, but can you do that on ice?
We're here to learn how a new Right Guard Extreme Cool Spray keeps you cool under the most extreme conditions. See? Cool Spray keeps you cool and dry no matter what's going down. Stay cool, bro! Yeah!
Ooh, he's cute.
Get extreme, get Right Guard.
Are you an astronaut?
Yo, stay cool.
Later on SportsCenter, why the Wally Bachman era lasted just 4 days in Arizona, why next year's World Series will be won this winter, and how the Steelers can hand the Eagles their first loss. SportsCenter, 6 o'clock Eastern.
Pardon the interruption. Presented by Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant.
Time to fill you up with happiness. Happy 31st birthday, Johnny Damon. Damon played the whole season looking as if he'd been stuck on a desert island since the end of World War II. Having said that, he had a great year and was one of the leaders of the merry band of idiots who finally broke the 86-year curse of the Bambino.
Will the Sox all shave and bathe now that they've won?
No.
Is there any reason to continue to be mangy, each and every one of them?
I think they like it. Happy anniversary, George Foreman. On this day 10 years ago, you knocked out Michael Moorer to become the oldest heavyweight champion in history. Foreman was 45 at the time. The larger question was why was he fighting at all, considering the George Foreman grill had already made him tens of millions of dollars and would ultimately make him hundreds of millions of dollars.
The greatest second career of any big-time prize fighter in history.
Happy trails, Serena's sense of modesty. Check out this photo from the London premiere of the new Pierce Brosnan flick, After the Sunset. Yes, those are what you think they are. We just can't let you see them. But go to your websites now and see everything Serena's got going on.
Those are some happies, I would say.
Time to find out what we messed up. Stat Boy.
How am I supposed to follow that up? Aces in right places, the top 10 lame PTI movement, but not as bad as Tom Brady, aura, international man of mystery, whatever you said. That was garbage.
What do you mean garbage?
International like you wanted to have his phone number to ask him out.
That's what you do with Donovan McNair. We run out of shows on the Big Finish. Major League Baseball closing in on Nationals as the name of the Washington baseball team.
I like the Grays better, but what can you do? Carlos Beltran wants a 10-year deal. You think he'll get it?
Somebody will give it to him and keep him 5 and send him on his way. Roger Clemens says he is still not sure if he's retiring. What should he do?
Shut up and report for spring training. You know that's what he's going to do. A phone book listing the Charlotte Bobcats directs you to a phone sex service. Your thoughts?
I got a pen here. What'd you say that number was? Last one. Tell the truth. Do you think I have an aura of mystery?
You got an aura. Or was that an aroma? I don't remember which one.
We're out of time. Try and do better the next time. I'm Tony Kornheiser.
And I'm Mike Wilbon. Have a great weekend. An aura of mystery?
I believe that.
PTI.